Hello, this is Got7. Now in the last tutorial I showed you how to take data types and kind of make and load your data from a text file. Now I'm going to show you how to save that data into your own file. So I'm going to make a public static byte because we're going to use a raw binary here. And it's going to be per file 2 bytes. So this is going to allow us to save our file structures.persFile p. Save the pers file to a bin to be read later. Now this right here already did the dirty work. Now all we need to do is figure out how to save it, and we're going to use a binary data writer to do this. So first we need to make a new memory stream to store all our bytes. So we're going to memory, and oh dear, we don't have memory streams. We need to use using system.io, since memory streams are actually considered data. Memory stream, we're going to call this O equals new memory stream. Now make binary writer to write to stream. So binary writer BW equals new binary writer, and using the stream O for the output. Then at the very end here, to satisfy the compiler for testing, we're just going to put return final bytes. And then we can do here return O.toArray, and this will send O as a byte array, and our writing to the data will be done. Now the first thing we need to write is the magic header. So pretty simple. Write magic bw.write magic. No, p.magic. And then write file size bw.write p.file size. And you can see how simple this is going to be. Write version bw.write p.version. Write name bw.write, and you can just put p.name, and it'll know exactly what to do with that. Write age bw.write p.age. Next here we have the favorite numbers. So we're going to need a for each. Now we can finally use for each. I'm just going to put write favorite numbers. But we are missing something. How are we going to know how many favorite numbers there are going to be? Sure, we can write all the favorite numbers, but we have no way of knowing how many favorite numbers are going to be in the file itself. So public uint32 number of favorite numbers. number of favorite numbers. Okay. So that means we need to go to our writer here and write set number of favorite numbers. P dot number of favorite numbers equals numbers dot length. And there we go. And we need to cast as a we need to cast the whole thing as a uint 32, so that the compiler will recognize that we're saying it's a uint 32. And now we can go back in the for each loop, and we need to write number of favorite numbers, bw dot write p dot number of favorite numbers. There we go. And now we can use for each uint 32 number in p dot favorite numbers. bw dot write, we're going to just write the number. There we go. It's that simple. And we can just write the gender, bw dot write. Beautiful thing is that you don't really need to specify what type of thing you're writing here. You can use typecast if you really need to, but you can usually leave the data type as it is if you don't need to play around with it. So favorite color, write favorite color, bw dot write p dot favorite color. And now we're going to write down the bool if it likes pets. So I'm just going to simplify, hit write pets, because we know what we're talking about. bw dot write p dot likes pets. And now time to write the number of friends, the friends offset, and then the friends, which will get a little trickier. But first write number of friends, bw dot write p dot number of friends. Now we're going to write each friend. So first we need to write the for each uint 32 offset in friend, p dot friend offsets, bw dot write offset. There we go. And then for each structures dot friend in p dot friends, and for each friend we bw dot write friend dot name, and then we're going to write the bw dot write friend dot age. Then once we do that, we have successfully, or should have successfully, written all of our file. So now let's write data to file byte test file equals, and since it's a static class, we can just use it like this to convert it rather than using a stupid converter. And file dot write all bytes test file. And of course we need to specify a string for the output, and for that I'm just going to put test dot PRS. Then I'm going to run it, and if it runs without errors, and no, we have an error. So let's find out what's going wrong here. Unhandled exception. Temporary local type uint was null. And did we remember to set the p.friend offsets? No, we never actually set the offsets. So p.friend offsets equals offsets. So now if we run, we should have no errors. And now we have this thing here. And let's see if everything is alright. You can see how our data is all compiled. And now we have this thing, and it says 68. So if we select all our data, it should say 68. And that's not the case. Something may be wrong with the offsets. We can fix that later. But our version is 1. I'm just looking through everything. You can see the char magic here, uint32 file size. This is our version. And then our string name says Jim Fox. And then the age is going to be this thing here, which is 21. It's in hex, so it's going to not be the exact age. Then we're going to say we have 5 favorite numbers, which is absolutely true. And then here is where things get messed up. Once after we have our age and number of favorite numbers, we need to actually see what the offsets are. So let me just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's our gender right here, male. Then this is going to be our favorite color. And this is our Boolean for likes pets. And this is our number of friends, which is 3. But here's where it gets tricky. These are our friend offsets, but they're not right. So if we go to offset 54, we're taken all the way down here. So what went wrong? Let's at least check that our separation is right. So this is 84 to 91. So we moved up 7 bytes. Okay, so that means that this whole thing here should be 7 bytes. And if we look, it is. No, wait. And it turns out that this whole thing selected is actually 8 bytes. Because this is Jim. So we need to set that. And let's see where our math is wrong here. First, let's see how the name.length is doing. So we're adding the name.length plus 1 plus 2. So if we look here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Has a length of 4 plus 5. And these two here, which leaves us with 7, which is absolutely correct. And then this is 4, and then, so the offsets are incrementing correctly. It's just this thing here that's not working. So let's see what's going wrong. We have 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 in this length here, plus 1 for the age, plus 2 for the number of frames, and p.favoritenumbers.length times 8. And that may be where our problems go, because it actually seems to be stored as a uint32. We may actually want to go back and change that to a uint32, just in case. So we can go here, here, and here. And let's recompile this, see how everything works out. Our file size says 54, and that's still not correct. We don't have a 54 size bytes. But let's see how our offsets are doing. One, two, three. Okay, so let's go to 40, which is wrong. Let's go to 47, which is they seem to be 4 bytes off all the time. So I guess I can just cheat here and say that this should be plus 4. Now if I look at everything, 88 bytes, I look at this, it says 58. Oh, I select everything. Yes, it does say 58 bytes. And now if I look through all the data, we can try and look at 52. Let's go to 0x52. Does that take us to the last name? Yes, it does. It works. 44. Let's go to 44. And it takes us to the first. And the middle one, let's try the middle, 4b. And yep, it takes us exactly where we want to go. So that's great. We now know that our PERS file is working correctly and that the data is exactly where it should be. And now time to read the bytes. Basically, in order to read, we can just take this, Control C, and take this, Control V. And we're going to do the load the PERS and save structure. So we're going to do the exact opposite here. We're going to call this byte array P just for simplicity. and this is going to be bytes to PERS file. Static structures dot PERS file. And instead of O, we're going to use a source because our source is going to be P. And instead of a binary data writer, we're going to have a reader. So we can just go ahead and say that. So P and instead of writing the regic, we're going to read. Now this is going confusing. No, actually it doesn't matter. Actually, yeah, it does. I'm just going to call this B. We won't really need to see it. And we're going to create new structure. Structures dot PRS file P equals new PRS file. And so rather than reading the magic, we're going to be doing BR. So BR dot read chars. And we're going to do a count of 4. Since our magic header is going to be far, then we're going to read the file size. So it's going to be, but we're just storing that battle. We're just reading nothing. We're just reading something, and then we're skipping over and then going to the next one. We're not storing it. So P dot magic equals, and P dot file size equals BR dot, and the file size is a read uint 32. P dot version equals BR dot read byte. If we look, yes, the byte, no, it's uint 16. That's why you need to double check, because if you mess up, you can not get in. Now, changing every single read to a write is going to be annoying, so I'm going to just change the write to read. Okay. Now we can just go har p dot name equals br dot read string. If we look, yes, it is a string. Now we're looking at uint p dot age equals br dot and we're going to say br dot read uint 16, because our age is going to be age. P dot number of favorite numbers equals br dot read uint 32. Then once we do that, we're going to read the favorite numbers in p dot. Now we can't just read each number, so we're going to need to do a for loop, unfortunately. Int I equals 0, I is less than p dot number of favorite numbers, I plus plus. For each of these, we're going to do an array of numbers. So uint 32 numbers, oh, no, numbers equals new uint 30 new uint 32 to the p dot number of favorite numbers. Numbers to the 0 equals br dot read uint 32. And p dot favorite numbers equals numbers. Alright, now once we do that, we need to do the gender. P dot gender equals br dot read byte. P dot favorite color equals b dot read br dot read uint 32. P dot likes pets equals br dot read boolean. Br dot read no p dot number of friends equals br dot read uint 32. Now we're going to read each friend, which we can't just do it like that. We need to use a for loop. So we're going to make a uint, an array of friends. Structures dot friend friends equals new structures dot friend. And we're going to set it to p dot number of friends. Method name of expected. There we go. Sometimes you don't need the circle. Now for I equals 0, I is less than p dot number of friends, I plus plus br dot and I just remember that I mixed these up, so I might as well copy that. Might as well copy this. P dot friends to the I dot name equals br dot read string friends to the I dot age equals br dot read u16. you can see that this is kind of getting slow and very repetitive at this point. And of course, anyone is welcome to skip ahead, but I'm just going to keep on going for those less experienced coders. If you want, just follow along, make sure you're doing everything right. Offsets to the I dot equals p dot read, br dot read u int 32, p dot offsets equals offsets. And now we're ready to return the final structure. Return P. Then this should be ready to go. So now all that's left is to read from the file. And in the next tutorial, the last one, we'll get into finalizing everything and putting everything together. We are not done yet.